Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial using the BPERFECT Carnival palette in collaboration with Stacey makeup artist. So I'll just quickly show you the palette here. So I'm not really doing like a review. I do talk about the palette a little bit throughout the video, but there's tons of reviews online, so this is me just kind of having a play around, and I came up with this look here. So if you do want to see how I got this look right here, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, so I do already have a little bit of my foundation on. I've got concealer on my eyelids, and then I've also got my eyebrows. Am I a farmer? I've already got my eyebrows done just to save time, just because I tend to make the videos a little bit too long, and I wanted to focus on the eyeshadow look because, as I said at the beginning, I'm going to do kind of a mini review-ish demo using the new, it's not actually new, I'm way too late to the game, using the BPERFECT Carnival palette by Stacey makeup artist. So I've seen this on Instagram everywhere, so I thought I definitely want to have a little go. So I'm going to go in with this colour here, which is called Foolish. This is the peachy shade in the palette. I'm absolutely obsessed with peachy colours at the moment. I'm going to start off by using that on my MAC 217 brush. And I'm going to apply that to the natural crease of my eye. My eyes are really watery today, so please excuse them. Well, the reason is I literally just started doing this look and then I wiped it off. Does anyone ever do that, where they start a look and then they're like, this looks fucking shit already? So I'm going to start by applying that in circular motions through the natural crease of my eye. Okay, so when I go in with my first colour, I always have an idea of what kind of shape I want to do. So I know I want quite a winged out shape. So with my first colour, I'm almost going to kind of map out the shape that I want. Because it's always easier to do this with a lighter colour, because you can easily kind of buff it out. So kind of following in the shape of, or in the direction of my eyebrow. Just flick it like that. And then once nothing is really left on your brush, I'm just going to dust that over the edges. Just in circular motions, just to ensure everything is nice and blended. And now I'm going to go in with the colour Guilty, which is this one here. I'm going to load my brush up quite generously. Okay, so I'm going to put this slightly lower in the crease, so it's not going to go as high as the peach colour. And then again, I'm going to start to wing that out towards the outer edge. And then once nothing is really left on my brush, I'm just going to start to work it into the inner corner. And once I've got the colour down there, I'm just going to go back in with my first brush with no additional product and just go back over the edges so they blend together. I do want to add a little bit more warmth onto the edge of the eyeshadow, because I feel like the two colours are kind of merging in together a little bit too much. So I'm going to go in with the colour Keen, which is the lighter yellow in the palette, and I'm going to use that on a Morphe M506 brush. So this is like really tiny but still quite fluffy, so it's great for adding colour on the edge of your eyeshadows without bringing it up too high. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight before I move on to the next step. I'm going to pop some highlight on my brow bone. So this is a great step. If you feel like you've gone too high with your eyeshadow, you can literally use your highlight to kind of blend everything down. So I'm going to deepen up the crease a little bit more, because I feel like it's lost a little bit of the depth. I'm going to go in with this colour here, which is the shade liqueur. Is that liquor? Liquor? Yeah, whatever. This one here. So I'm going to use that on the same MAC 221 brush. I'm going to keep that quite low in my crease because I don't want to bring it up too high. Darker colour on this eye is going a little bit patchy. Don't really know why that is. That never normally happens. It goes patchy. I'm just going to kind of like dab the colour on. So I'm going to do a cut crease for this look, and I'm going to use the PLOUISE Basic Paint. I don't know, I think that's what you would call it, a paint. And this is in the colour Touch of Frost. And then with my MAC 242 brush, I'm going to carve out the crease. And then I'm just going to use my finger to kind of blend the edge away and then dab with my brush. With a MAC 217 and the colour Breezy, which is this blue colour here, blend that over the edge to disguise the edge between the cream and the powder eyeshadow, so there's no distinct edge. We are going to put a darker colour over that in a second. So over that blue, I'm going to use a pigment. I think it's called LUMI. I'm not 100% if that's the brand or the name, but I'm going to kind of blend that on top of the blue, using the same MAC 242 brush. I don't know the name of the pigment because my friend who I used to work with at MAC, she gave me a little sample of it to try. So I really need to find out the name because this is such a nice colour. And then just go back in with that same breezy colour, just to blend the two together. We're going to deepen up the crease a little bit more now, and I'm going to use, I'm a bit scared about this colour. This is the colour Mood, which is the dark navy in the palette. I always find navy like really hard to blend out, but I'm hoping because I've got these colours on the edge it will be okay. Okay, so I'm going to go in with that colour now using the small tapered blending brush by Sigma. This is the E45 brush. Because it's really tapered, I feel like it fits in the corner really nicely. It's still a little bit fluffy, so it allows you to kind of blend out the edges. Then I'm just going to blend that out with the same Guilty colour as before, which was the burgundy colour. So I'm just going to go apply my foundation and I'll be back in a sec. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of eyeliner on the outer edge of my eye, and just very, very lightly. I'm just using the eyeliner as a base so the blue has something to stick to. And then just using a MAC 212 to kind of blend the edge out. So I'm going to use that same blue colour with my MAC 212 brush because it's nice and straight, so it gets right into the the lower lash line. So I wanted to put blue on the outer corner just so it blends really seamlessly around that part, and then I'm going to go into purple. Now I'm going to dip into the colour Wasted, which is the darker purple in the palette. I'm going to blend that mainly on the kind of middle of the lower lash line. So I'm going to blend it into the middle and then start to work it into that blue. Now that you've got that pressed down, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the colour Stars and Rockets. So this is an eyeshadow by MAC. I'm just going to dip into the colour Funky, which was this colour here. I actually done that before, that purple, but I completely forgot I'd done it. So I'm just going to go in with it. I was thinking, why does that look more pink? But now I realise. Doesn't really matter which way round you do it. And then I'm going to go into the colour Guilty, which is the burgundy colour now. I'm just going to lightly run that underneath, just to kind of like blend everything together. Okay, so I'm just going to go back in with a clean brush. This is one of my favourite blending brushes. This is the Spectrum A08 brush. This is from the Siren collection, and I'm just going to buff it over those edges and then dip into a little bit of the yellow shade and just blend, just so it looks nice and seamless. So I've just added the colour Vivid Violet, and this is another PLOUISE base, and I've added that into the Waterline using a Spectrum A17 brush just to create a little bit more contrast against the darker purple. Obviously earlier I already added a little bit of a highlight to my brow bone, but I'm just going to go over the top of that with the colour Nylon as usual, with my MAC 242 brush. I'm also going to apply some highlighter to my inner corners. For my inner corner highlight, I'm going to use the BPERFECT MMMMITCHELL SUBZERO palette, and I'm going to go into the colour, maybe a mixture of these four, I don't actually know. I'll probably go into Made It and a little bit of because it's got that kind of like bluey tinge to it, so I thought it would go quite nicely with the blue on the lid. So I've just applied my lashes, so I'll show you which ones I've used. So I've stacked two. I've gone for the Spectrum Mean Girl lashes. I think these are in the style Regina, and then I put over the top Ardell Wispies just to make them a little bit more like wispy. So for lips, I think I'm going to go pretty nude. I think I'm going to go with Huda Beauty Liquid Lip in the colour Girlfriend, and then a lip gloss by MAC called Boy Bait. And then I'm going to put some lip liner on. And this is in the colour Dervish by MAC. Okay, so that is pretty much the look finished. I'm just going to set it in place with the De-Slick Setting Spray by Urban Decay. Okay, so that is pretty much the look finished, guys. I really hope you liked it. Please let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video if you did enjoy it, and please subscribe if you are new here. Also, let me know what you want to see next, and if you want me to film some more tutorials using the Stacey Marie Makeup Artist palette. And also let me know what you want to see next. Leave any video suggestions in the comments down below. But yeah, that is pretty much everything from me. I hope you enjoyed it, and you'll see me in my next one. Bye!